This is Stiltzkin Kupo 84. Representing for Cat and Fam. I had something happen just now. This is a zombie spawner room. I should have actually paused this and shown you the huge zombie battle that took place. I initially got overran and killed, and I had to come back down here. In all of that excitement, I forgot to record the whole fight. There was a zombie spawner. It was right here. It's you can look on Google to find an image of a zombie spawner, but I was smacking at it with my sword, which is a noob move. You can only use the pickaxe to kill it. And whenever there's a zombie spawner, there's normally a chest. So here's a lot of gunpowder. We have string now for a bow and arrow. We have a saddle. We have horse armor. And I'm going to have to get rid of some stuff. Because we definitely want what's in here more than what we have in our pockets. So I'll throw down a stick and actually, you know what? I can put stuff in here. I can just put stuff in this chest. That's a good use for it. So I'll put the andesite in here, and I'll put the extra stick in here. I'll take the iron ingot, and we're going home. The way that I was able to turn my luck around and actually defeat this whole swarm of zombies that was coming out, like 6 or 7 of them, was I built this too high here. It was originally like down below my feet, but I built this up high. The zombies can't jump a too high block, so what I did was I put myself too high for them to get me, and I just crouched down over the area, and then I just beat them over the head with my sword until they succumbed. So as you can see, I'm diving deep into this cavern here. I found a lot of ore. Iron ore, and I found a lot of coal ore, but I had not found a whole lot of any of those other minerals that we need to build a map until I found that zombie spawner with the chest that was right by it. So good thing in there was a whole lump of redstone. When I harvest that stuff, when I harvest it naturally, that stuff comes out of a ore block, and so it'll basically be something we dig up. But I found it in a chest this time. And I just wanted to show you what actually happens when you get in a spot where you're able to have at least one redstone and then a bunch of iron. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to make a compass, because it takes 4 iron bars and 1 redstone. So you see the compass right here, and here's my map that I had been using all this time. Let me get rid of some of this stuff. My inventory is all messed up because the zombies got the drop on me, bros. They made me drop all my stuff. When you die, you drop all your things all over the place, and so all my stuff was lying on the floor. I had to quick run in there because there was a zombie remaining in the hallway, so I had to outrun the zombie, which I guess isn't too hard to do. But I digress. So yeah, it was basically just a game of run in there, grab the stuff I lost, and, you know, hightail it. Let's see. Breaks there. Sticks there. Okay, so now I'm beginning to be able to make a little bit more sense of my inventory, which is good. I got some gunpowder up there. I'm gonna get this iron ore into the furnace here. Oh boy. Okay, so we have a compass, and we're gonna need a lot more compasses. I didn't used to. It used to be that in the game you could just build a map with a compass, and you know, it covered 1/15 of the entire land area of your game world. So for reference, this here is 1 square in the center. You always spawn in the center square of every world that you ever join. So picture another row of maps around this and on all sides, like so, 8 more maps going north to northeast to east to southeast to south, you know, all the way around. And then picture another layer of maps around that. So 15 maps total is how big your world is. And so when you have mastered the ability to make maps, what that says is, okay, now I know how to make a fort for myself, a shelter to stay alive, and then I know how to go into my inventory and stock up stuff to put in a house to be able to survive when I'm on the road, to make a makeshift house whenever I need it. And then making maps is like proving that you can take your mobile house on the road and be adaptable in a situation. So what we're going to do is make paper with our sugar cane that we've been harvesting this whole time. Cool, right? I mean, yeah. So it was really awesome that we got plopped down right in front of there. So I'm going to go to this last row in my weapons and tools section. Now that I have a compass in my inventory and a bunch of 8 papers, I'm going to make an empty map. Now, let's look at that. We're not going to activate it just yet. Don't activate it, because if you do, then when you open a map in a place that you've already been, all you do is you get a duplicate of the map that you already have. So if you look at the map that I opened, it says map number 0, level 3 out of 4. So what that means is the level 4 out of 4 map is it signifies, it covers the area of all the 15 tiles that are in your game world. So this is level 3 out of 4. This is 1/15 of the world. So this empty map starts out at level 1 out of 4. It used to be that every new map that you made was level 3 out of 4, and so you only ever had to make 15 maps. Well, you get 1 to start with, so you only had to ever make 14 additional maps to be able to fill out a whole map of your entire world, sort of a thing. Now that we get smaller maps, we have to make more and more and more and more maps to combine them. What you need is this cartography table, and I'm going to set that in the corner here and pick up my maps. Because when you go in here, here's the synthesis for when you want to take this empty map plus that empty map makes an even bigger map on the other side, and you can name your map. So this cartography table will become our best friend as we pursue the art of making more maps. And really, that's the biggest use of iron that you have. A lot of people want to argue that making iron armor, is a huge iron sink. I just took out a whole horde of zombies, and yeah, I died once, but it was close to my house, so I was able to run right back there and get all my stuff picked back up again. So it's arguable whether you need iron armor. I mean, if you fall from a great enough distance, it doesn't matter what kind of armor you're wearing. You could be wearing diamond armor and you will die just from the impact of hitting the ground. And lava is much the same. It'll burn you for turns and turns at a time. It's not sure death like falling is, but it's pretty close. I mean, there's just a bunch of reasons, I think, why you don't need to have armor until you start venturing into like the nether and to the end dimension and things like that. As long as you're on the top world, and as long as you're down in a mine in the subterranean part of the top world, then you should be alright as far as I'm concerned. My two biggest uses for iron continue to be map making for compasses that are required with the maps, and then also for iron pickaxes, because you can't mine some of the special ores with anything less than the iron pickaxe. Now, if you notice in the tools section, just like we had the option to go from a wooden pickaxe to an iron pickaxe from a wooden pickaxe to a stone to an iron, now we have the option to go from a wooden shovel to a stone shovel to an iron shovel. That's not useful. Don't ever do that. Don't make iron tools other than the iron pickaxe, because these other tools don't unlock any other types of materials that you would need to be able to create stuff. The only other tool I might use iron on would be like an iron sword, if I wanted to get more damage per hit. And then a shield takes one iron ingot to make a shield. Actually, I can make one of those right now because I have enough iron. So let me hop in here. I'll make a shield for you. I began playing in a bygone era of this game when we didn't have shields available, and because I'm used to that view unobstructed, now that when I hold a shield I feel like I don't know what's going on in my bottom left corner, and so I kind of don't like to wear a shield a lot. Probably would have saved my butt against those zombies, but that's a whole nother issue, it's just a style of play choice, I guess. You're not going to beat a zombie over the head with a shield. It's not going to become an offensive weapon, and a lot of times your best offense is your defense. So if you've got your shield, and if you're smart about being able to get out of the way, then a shield is sort of whether you want it or not. So definitely iron can be used to make other things, and at some point, we'll get into all of the different things that iron will make. But just for the purposes of being cool at this game around your kids, you just have to know how to make maps, and you just have to know how to get your pickaxe upgraded from wood to stone to iron so that you can get some of those other resources. So let's see. I'm about to be over full on sugar canes. Well. Now I need to step up my game on finding redstone. And that's a novel situation to be in, let me tell you, because redstone is so plentiful that I don't think I've ever had to worry about finding redstone before. I'm actually going to do something sort of just from experience here. I'm going to go ahead and put my cartography table in the one slot. I'm going to go ahead and take my chest materials here. I'm going to build a big chest over here. So what that does is I'm now going to take my stones out of this chest and I can put them in here, because I was getting crowded out in the other chest. So I like to build my chests ahead of getting crowded. Cobblestone up here. I always put cobblestone across the top just because then I can go straight into my inventory and just press triangle and it'll just fill the spaces. Like when this is full, that it'll go to that one, it'll go to the right, it'll keep going to the right, and then it'll go down a row. So that's why I do that. Let's see. It's laziness, but it's laziness perfected too. So I have sticks and I have string because I did kill that spider. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to build another weapon here, a bow and arrow. So now I have the ability to shoot, well, 2 arrows, just the 2 that I have. I can shoot arrows from a distance. When I get more materials for shooting other, or for making more arrows, then I'll have a lot more arrows to shoot. I don't have enough string for a fishing rod. That's okay. It's really not that mandatory to have a fishing rod in the first place. So I want to put this string right there. I'm going to build 2 more chest pieces because I always want to have my mobile home unit up and running. I'm going to build more planks because I can. It's time to get out here and find some more ore again. 50 torches. That shouldn't be too much of a bother. I'm gonna go down. We always want to keep going down as much as we can because we'll find all of the ores that we need down here. Okay, see there's iron ore right here. I'm gonna harvest this iron. There's sure to be monsters down where it's dark. Oh, there's a skeleton right there. I hate the skeleton enemy. The skeleton is my most hated enemy because they have bows and arrows and they will shoot you from afar before you can run up on them with your sword and melee them to death. So you end up losing a lot of hearts to skeletons right off the bat, right before you even properly start the fight with them. Unless you can see them from a long distance away, you can sort of creep up on them quickly, then you pretty much don't want to square off with a skeleton in any other circumstance. Okay, so I got a lot of coal over here. Just want to make sure that this passageway over here, so leads to a sort of a dead end by the zombie place. This water keeps going on. Oh, and there are monsters over there. So that is going to be a dangerous spot. And I'm going to know then that I want to block that off. Because I don't really want to run into those bad boys. But now that I've closed off my back, I'm free to harvest all this iron. And hopefully some more exotic minerals too. If we look at my map, let's see, I'm still in relatively the same exact spot. I'm just below ground now from where I started. And I guess I can get some of this coal. Some people may ask, why am I even worrying about making a how-to on Minecraft for dads, since this game has been on PlayStation 4 and it's existed on other platforms for even longer. Am I behind the curve? No, not really. The whole intention is not to be ahead of the curve. It's not to be the coolest streamer who has the awesomest insights. The real truth is I am a moderator on a Facebook website called Dads with Daughters. We are all on a journey of discovery. It's sort of a long name, but there's other Dads with Daughters groups that exist out there, and if you don't know to search We Are All on a Journey for Discovery, you might end up in a group that is not moderated by myself and some of the other admins who I look up to. Basically, the Dads with Daughters group that I belong to was approached by Facebook corporate to have a commercial. And so theirs is the commercial that runs on ESPN in between sports games and stuff like that. And they decided that they saw potential in us, and they wanted to, see the whole community grow. And a commercial is a great way to do that. So what happened was I joined that site around like 13,000 members, I guess. They had already had the commercial up. It was like brand new because Facebook had approached them when they had about 9,000 members. And so I came on the moderating staff, and we watched that commercial, bring in people like crazy. Our number on our group now is above 55,000 people, and that's from April until now. It's September, so that's 5 months, and we've increased our membership basically fivefold. So it's a really cool place to be at, because growth, means progress, means we might be able to be starting a nonprofit out of this and go legit with just helping dads. And the dads that we get are sometimes gamer dads. Like, they're sometimes already in the know about all this stuff. Some of the Dads with Daughters members, I wouldn't recommend these videos to, because they're way too baby level for them, and they're like, yeah, we know all this stuff already, dude. That's cool though. But some of the dads that we get are just based off the sports shows, and they don't know a lot of the stuff yet about video games. We get dads who are still pretty much made up of the traditional old guard mentality. Well, video games are for kids, and dads go to work and we don't have time to learn how to play. But then maybe sometimes they get like a week off of work and they don't know what to do with themselves because they can't engage with their children over a meaningful hobby that they've never experienced before. So that's unfortunate. So that's why I make these videos, to just show dads how to just get into the shallow end of Minecraft, just to be serviceable enough to hang out with their kids and have a really good time. So if you're that type of dad, which you probably are, because my videos have been advertised pretty much as such from the start. Welcome to my podcast, first of all. My daughter and I make content to show you guys how fun it can be to play, versus mode, or survival mode like I'm playing right now, or creative mode. Those dudes are creepers, and they will just explode on you. So the best thing to do is to try to stay up high, stay out of their reach, pretty much with anything else, but hit them back. And when they get near to you, they would try to go off Nova and just hit them back out of the way so that they explode all the way back over there. So we got a lot of mushrooms here. Mushrooms won't grow except in the dark. So if there's light, they'll be stunted. So here's a huge down shaft. And this is what I want. Because remember what we were talking about with the map here? How, look, we're at Y37. We're already at a depth that's pretty close to where all the good ores are at. And I see that there's another creeper over there, so... Yep. Just gotta get out of the way. You just gotta... I was pretty much on the edge of his periphery, so I didn't get a direct blast right in my face. But it does hurt. If, the closer you are to him, the worse it gets you hurt. It's never fun. I can't say that I know where I'm at right now, honestly. That looks like another down shaft, so I'm gonna harvest this iron right here. And I've got enough supplies on me at all times to build another shelter. Learn to do that, as per my example, is gonna kind of wow your kids. Kids don't tend to be prepared all the time for everything in every situation. If all you can do is, be the Boy Scout, always be prepared, and let them run in and kill the zombie and do all the cool stuff because they have quick reflexes and stuff like that. Even if you're clumsy, and even if you're just always prepared and that's your main strength, your kids will still love you for that. Dad's got my back. It's always a great, happy day when your kid is able to say that and in front of a whole group of people that, and then, yeah, I'm cool, I'm a cool dad. So, it's sort of empowering to be able to play a video game with your kid. it's easy for some dads too. If you've played some games, then you have some gaming ability. And if you have a history playing older games, then it could be kind of jarring to be forced into playing some newer games, but it's easier to learn than if you had, say, never had video game history before. That would be like a harder thing, I think, to get into your first video game being Minecraft when you've barely even mastered Mario back from 1984. So I just think that whatever your kid is into, if they're into sports just like you, that's a great thing to bond over. If they're into video games and you're not, then why not? The more things that you can bond over with your kid, possibly to increase a relationship, I think the better, So, not saying any one hobby is better than any other hobby, but the more hobbies you can get into together, the better your relationship will be with your son, with your daughter, with your whole family. Because then your wife gets to have some free time while you and the kid are busy doing this. She can go do whatever she wants to do, possibly. Wow, you guys, I'm looking, and I'm not finding a whole lot of redstone. So I think I'm gonna have to start doing a proper shaft tutorial here. You can't find any redstone down in a natural mine. So yeah, we're at Y22. We should be right on top of natural resource territory. So when you can't find that, you have to build a mine shaft. And a mine shaft always starts with digging down, and you don't want to ever dig straight down. It's a big thing in Minecraft. Let's say if you dig straight down and the block that you're standing on is the block that separates you from a subterranean lava pool. So now you've just broken the block and you're falling into the lava and you're going to die in 5 seconds. So never dig straight down, always dig diagonally. And I dig this staircase. I dig it too wide because it may happen that at some point you run into a reason to cut one side of your staircase short, and make sure you always light your way as you go. If you have to cut one side short, it's good to be able to have the other side still there for reference on where your staircase starts and ends, because you don't want to dig yourself down into a hole that you can't figure out how to climb and dig back out of. So we're always going to dig diagonally, and at some point we're going to dig so deep that we'll be forced to stop. And it's been that way ever since Bedrock Edition hit, because in the beginning of the game, back before even I started playing, I was hearing from friends that you could just dig straight into the void of black nothingness beneath the published world, and you would just fall to your death. But ever since Bedrock Edition has come out, there's been some new monsters added, but there's also been a bedrock floor. Oh, see, there's that subterranean lake that I was talking about. Perfect example. So where are we at? We're at Y10. So the bedrock floor, you begin to meet the bedrock floor at about Y4. And you can maybe dig down to Y3 in some spots, but it's not, you know, Y4 is basically when your downward dig will stop. So now we have this shaft. We're over a bed of lava, so we're not going to touch any of the stones below us. So I'm going to dig this way and maybe hope that the lava is not available over here. We got one more stone pickaxe, and I have only a couple of more torches. So we're nearing the end of dig for productivity reasons. I could always set down a crafting table, since I have one on me. And I'm always dedicated to carrying one on my person at all times. And Eureka! We've dug down far enough. See that? We've hit redstone in its natural habitat. So in order to harvest this redstone, we're going to need the iron pickaxe. Because if we try to mine that out without the iron pickaxe, we will destroy the block, but the redstone items will not appear. They won't drop. So I really hope there's not lava above us as well, because I don't want to get dripped on. But you will see if there's a lava pool above you, and if you're moving slowly enough, you'll see like the little red orangish drips coming down through the stone, and it's not enough to hurt you at that point. It's just like a warning. But if you ever see those red drips, then you know there's lava, and you gotta be careful how you continue to traverse. Okay, so we've hit bedrock. This is my mission, was to at some point in this video show you bedrock, and we have found it. It's right here. That's that black rock, and like I said, so we're at Y4 and we're standing on top of it, and we're at Y3 when we're sort of standing in the crevices of it. So this is the depth at which we stop digging downward. Here we go. Here's some iron that I hadn't found before. So what I'm probably going to do is set up another base here, because it's really inconvenient to have to go all the way back to the oh shoot. You have to keep your cobblestone on you at all times. If I had just let that lava just run and flow, it would have followed me all the way down this channel, and that's never good. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put my crafting table down. Crafting table. I'm going to go to you press the left bumper, the L1 button, and you go over to this armor rack looking thing, and there's signs. If you go up, I can make oak signs with 6 planks. So I'm going to make 3 oak signs, and I'm going to hang a sign here. And I'm going to go into the text box, and I'm just going to put, I'm going to double click that left trigger so that it's caps lock, and I'm just going to put lava. And that's pretty good. So I'll know not to dig there. And then I'm going to put it here too. You can never have too many exclamation points on your sign when there is lava involved. It's just simply a fact. So, I got this cool little alcove right here. I think I'm going to use it for like a home. Obviously, I'm not going to dig any farther in back of that sign. I'm going to actually build a torch there. But I can move the position of this crafting table because I'm going to want to build walls out of my cobblestone that I've been harvesting. So let's see. Do I still have a door? I do still have one door. And then I can finish that with a cobblestone. Okay, so crafting table goes back down. I have my pickaxe. I don't need this torch here because I got one behind me. Okay, so use my crafting table. I'm going to build a bed. And I'm going to build... No, I have 2 chests. This is going to be my big chest for the dig for the rest of the excavation. I am going to need a furnace. Put that right there. No, right there. And I'm going to dig this up a little bit. Put that back there. Fill my furnace with coal. I just threw it. Press the triangle. Don't press the circle. Iron ore. Ooh, I have 57 iron ore. Wow. I did not even realize I was making that much iron ore. Guys, that's fabulous. Let's see. Seeing as how that coal is... Well, I'm going to need more coal. I'm going to need more torches to find more coal, so... I guess whatever doesn't get used in the furnace will just go back into my inventory. I can make... Oh. Yeah, that's good. I have redstone. I can make more stone tools. When you're down in a mine, it's okay if you want to make more tools because as they run out and deplete, they'll be breaking, and you can make more sort of more space in your room for chunks of rock. So right now I'm really just waiting on iron. I'm going to go ahead and take some of this iron and I'm going to create more compasses, because you can never have too many compasses. Oh, well, that's 2. So, iron ingots going up here. Compass goes there. So yeah, I'm gonna end the video here because I'm just gonna wait for all my iron to get done. Ep2 with Cat and Fam Gamer TV. When I next see you, it will either be when I am totally ready to start making maps with all this iron and redstone that I have, or it'll be with some much more rare ores and minerals if I find those first while I'm digging. Other than that, hit the like button, hit subscribe. My daughter counts on those way more than I do, but you know, it helps me know that I'm helping dads at least figure out how to not be idiots in the game of Minecraft while playing with their kids. I hope you enjoy. Adios.